This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here, hello everybody, and welcome back to what is another video. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me in this video today. It's very much appreciated. You'll see it there on the screen, folks. Classic Watch 25 is upon us. Yes, this is the first Classic Watch 25 possible on the YouTube channel. Those who have chosen to support me on Patreon or say thank you to me will be more of a case than support. On Patreon will have seen the 2-year-olds that I've been looking at for the last 2 or 3 weeks on there. But now, slowly but surely, they will becoming on the YouTube channel, I think, ready to be embedded on the Classic Watch 25 website, if need be. You'll see there's not a lot going on the site at the moment. classicwatch25.great/site.net. Just a link really to all the existing sites to steer people in the right direction until the horses end up on there. Obviously, this one will be the first candidate. And the reason we're looking at horses now, just to say in case people don't know, is that racing takes place in 2 hemispheres, Northern Hemisphere and the Southern Hemisphere. And obviously the Southern Hemisphere calendar is a bit different. The Northern Hemisphere calendar tends to start in January and end in December, the racing. And the Southern Hemisphere racing the calendar either starts in July or August. It's the 1st of July where I look at races in Argentina. And it is the 1st of August where I also look at horses in Australia. And it is there that we start, really, with the first candidate for Classic Watch 25. Is a horse that has gone through the grades for me lovely in Australia. It's a Group 3 winner, a Group 2 winner, and a Group 1 winner. And hopefully it's proved its distance over a variety of distances. And hopefully there will be more to come in the Classics of 2025 in Australia. That horse in question is Manaal, trained by Michael Friedman, who is based in Randwick. 3-year-old filly sired by Tassort out of a dam called Red Lodge, who herself was sired by Midshipman. People will see there that the horse has won half of her starts, 3 of her 6 starts. And the reason she is getting on earlier than some of the Australian horses is the fact that she is actually in work, taking in barrier trials already. She's the only one of last year's 2-year-olds that is doing that. So I thought it would be, she's already had one, the 31st. She's in for another one at the 12th at Warwick Farm. Hopefully they will take all the rust out of her in these trials and she will be ready to go first time out on the track like she was last year. Very interesting filly. People will see that if they look on her at the Racing Post, you will see that the Racing Post rates her best performance as 114. But this really is a horse that's going around for nothing for me. Obviously, people aren't as into these things as me. You'll see there when a horse wins at 18-1 over the minimum distance on debut at Randwick, like this horse did in September 2023 in the Group 3 Gimcrack Stakes, then you don't mind missing her. Very unlucky there not to beat Lady of Camelot, really, in that Group 3. Beaten 2 3/4 lengths, but the weights were favouring the lady there because ours was already a Group 3 winner. Group 2, there we had to sit and suffer as she went round at such a short price that she was pretty prohibitive. But she got the job done at 21-20 in the Group 2 Sweet Embrace Stakes, again at Randwick. And then she was 5th behind Lady of Camelot in the Golden Slipper, running to a mark of 104. Encouraging, though, for me, it was a horse really that we're looking at for classics. It was when she was stepped up to 7 furlongs and returned to Randwick in April, where she got her head in front again at a very interesting price of 9-2, beating a horse in a traffic warden that I quite like. Running to a mark, like her best mark there, was 114. She then up to a mile in the Champagne Stakes at April, where she was no match for arguably the best 2-year-old colt in Australia, last season. Broadsiding, beaten 6.25 lengths that day. When again, the favourite. That's how strong this horse is. Very strong form. Always seems to be there or thereabouts. And like I said, when a horse that gets off to such a start as that, you pretty much know that you're so far ahead of everybody else that it's just a matter of the horse doing the job of winning a Group 2 and then winning a Group 1. Hopefully, people have forgotten this good form, and if she does line up, when she does line up this year, she will be a fearsome proposition. I do like this horse. I do like her. She was the first filly I identified, the first winning Group Pattern Race filly from last year. You'll see there that if we take a look at her on the Pedigrees online thoroughbred database, they've missed one of her starts out, unfortunately. But you'll see there that the family of Manaal is family 4R. And that is the dam line we are interested in this video. I'm just going to do the usual business, really. We've got the first 6 dams open. And then I'm going to take a look at horses identified, related to her along the way. And then what we'll do is we can watch her win 3 times. We can watch her win at Group 3, Group 2 and Group 1 level, courtesy of the superb service that I always use, my superb Australian-based service that Racing TV insist is theirs, which isn't. Right, we'll best get cracking. We're looking at some of these horses then. Red Lodge is the dam of the horse, foaled in 2014, sired, as I said, by midshipman out of a dam called Star Silver, who herself was foaled in 2005. This horse was in the first 2 in 3 of her 10 starts, winning 2 of them for prize money of $96,227. She was a stakes-winning 2-year-old winner of the Colleen Stakes at Monmouth over 5.5 furlongs. So again, good early form out of the dam, it's fair to say. Second dam of the horse, foaled in 2005, Star Silver, sired by Aldebaran out of a dam, foaled in 1993 that people might remember, called Memories of Silver. This dam, second dam, is unfortunately unraced. But what she also was is she is a half sister to this horse here. It was also out of also out of Memories of Silver. And this is where the horses that come from, where really I started to identify Manaal even before she'd ran. A winner of 8 of her 12 starts in the first 2 in 10 of 12 for earnings of $1,268,100. Winter Memories, sired by El Prado, who's a half sister to the dam of our horse, Red Lodge. No, second dam, I think, sorry. That's right, Star Silver. Winter Memories, you'll see there, a superb horse, winner of 8 races. Group 3 winner at 2. Second in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf. Trained on beautifully, winning at Group 1 level at 3 and 4. Winning the Garden City Stakes, not sure that race exists anymore, Grade 1 at Belmont. And at 4, taking out the Diana Stakes, Grade 1 at Saratoga. Group 2 and Group 3 winners along the way as well. At 3, Group 2, Sands Point Stakes, the Lake George Stakes, and the Group 3 Appalachian Stakes. And at 4, the Group 3 Bogey Stakes at Belmont. Youth pensioned in August 2012 from broodmare duties due to a degenerative bone condition and sadly passed away in 2016 due to a troubled hind leg suspensory ligaments that made standing and walking painful for the legendary mare. So sadly put down in 2023. She was in a lot of pain according to this. She bred quite well, couldn't quite get them at the highest level. Winter Sunset foaled in 2016, sired by Tappet, out of Winter Memories. I think they're both by Tappet, actually, the two I'm looking at. She did quite well. She won 4 of 15 starts, and in the first 3, in 8 of 15 starts, winning $311,584. You'll see there she won the Chantal Lannery Memorial Stakes at 3, the Indiana Grand Stakes as well at 3. She was placed in the Group 3 Regret Stakes. She was third in the Group 3 Florida Oaks and the Group 3 Edgewood Stakes. I think those races are a bit of a high grade now, it's fair to say. And the fillies and the foals are coming out of her lovely already. A 2023 filly there by Street Sense, already on the ground. Hopefully I'll remember if I see one by Winter Sunset that it's related to this. And that's the trouble. I look at so many horses. That's why I always recommend that people look at these things themselves. I'm not saying I've not missed any horses on these lines. The other one we need to take a look at really is Seasons. A filly foaled in 2018, again, by Tappet, out of Winter Memories. Winner of 2 of 10 starts. In the first 3, in 7 of 10 starts for $176,525. Group 1 third at 2 in the Natalma Stakes. And she was also placed in the Group 3 Ontario Colleen Stakes at Woodbine at 3. 2024, bred to Into Mischief. So, people writing down these dams, we got some ones coming, haven't we? It's fair to say. If Manaal was to break through in Australia at 3, it would be hard not for people not to follow these, wouldn't it? Dams of Winter Sunrise, the second dam of these two horses, Seasons and Winter Memories. These videos just keep on giving into the future, even when they are made. Absolutely essential, really, these videos, which is why they're so restricted on YouTube, I suppose. Right, Winter Memories, we've already looked at her. Another one we need to take a look at, really, is called La Cloche. A mare foaled in 2007 by Ghost Zapper. She's out of her Memories of Silver as well, so she's related, very closely related to the first dam of our horse as well. We'll look at Memories of Silver in a minute. La Cloche won 5 of her 19 starts in the first 2 in 8 of 19, winning $299,948 on the track. You'll see again, just managed to win the Group 3 race at 4, winner of the Athenia Stakes at Belmont. And she was also placed in a Group 3 Pucker Up Stakes at 3. Listed as a broodmare. On the site, the best of which I could find was Bellevue, foaled in 2014. Sired again by Tappet. These people know what they're doing, whoever's breeding this line. Winner of 5 of 19 starts. And in the first 3, in 11 of 19 starts, earning $435,470. I'm saying, nodding my head in appreciation of the superb job these people have done, really. Phillips Racing Partnership again. You'll see they're at 5. Group 3 winner, the Marshall Rivers Stakes at 5. Stakes winner at 3 as well. And third in the Group 3 Honey Fox Stakes at 5 as well. She's down herself as a broodmare already. Last race in 2019, they haven't put it down. Couldn't find any evidence of that. But if people look at this tab, all they do is click the progeny there, and you will see what's coming. Oh yeah, I remember checking now. There's one that had been placed once in 6 starts, so I thought we best not show you that. But then I inadvertently did. Goes to show they don't all succeed. People will do need to use discernment with some of these horses. But yeah, La Cloche and Bellevue, to a lesser extent, are certainly worth looking at. Memories of Silver, the third dam. Well, what can people say? We've already seen Winter Sunrise. Memories of Silver, just as good. Manaal was a no-brainer when I saw it, and when I saw the price of it, 18 to 1, I just laughed. Just how far behind are these people? Memories of Silver, winner of 9 of her 19 starts, and only out of the first 3 in 2. 17 of 19 starts, winning $1,448,715. Sired by Silver Hawk out of a dam called All My Memories. Memories of Silver, an incredible horse, really. broodmare of winter memories, sadly euthanised in 2017 due to old age. At 3, she won the Queen Elizabeth II Challenge Cup Group 1 race. She also won the Najana Stakes Group 3. At 4, she won the Beverly D Stakes. She also won the Group 3 Just a Game handicap as well. And at 5, she won a race which we now know is a Group 1 because we've just seen another horse on the family win it. Oh no, it might not be. That was the Diana. Was that the Diana handicap? I've closed the tab down now. First in the Diana handicap, the Grade 2 at Saratoga. And she also won the Group 3 Robert G. Dick Memorial Stakes and the Ballston Spa BC Breeders' Cup handicap, I'm going to say that is. Group 3 at Saratoga. Not sure about those BC races. I've seen them in the past, but not entirely sure if they were qualifiers or anything for the Breeders' Cup. There's another one there, you see. Just again, BC handicap. You know, not sure what BC means. Might just mean Breeders' Cup or something, Breeders' Championship. But yeah, Memories of Silver, absolutely fantastic horse again. And really, the future has to be bright for Manaal, doesn't it? When you're looking at all these winners at 4 and 3, 4 and 5. Funny old game, horse racing. Really is a funny old game. All My Memories, we're going to take a look at now. The 4th dam. All My Memories foaled in 1979 by a stallion called Little Current that I've never heard of. Out of a dam foaled in 1970 called Java Moon. You'll see it's gone a bit quiet now, even though she did manage to finish second in 4 of her 7 starts and only out the first 3 once in 7. All My Memories only managed to earn $23,860. And there seems to be no evidence of pattern race form there as well, owned by the Galbraith Phillips Racing Partnership. The next dam we're going to take a look at is Java Moon. Foaled in 1970, sired again by a stallion I've never heard of, Graustark, out of a dam called Golden Trail, who herself was foaled in 1958. Another durable mare, Golden Mare. She won nearly Java Moon, She won nearly a third of her starts, 9 of 30 starts, and in the first 3 in 19 of 30 starts, winning $113,599. You'll see there that the Group 3 winner of the Comely Stakes of 1973, and she was also third in the Interborough Handicap at Aqueduct. So again, another pattern race winning mare, the 5th mare of Manaal. So I think we've had Java Moon and Memories of Silver have won group races. That's won a stakes race, the 2nd dam. The Red Lodge, I think it was, wasn't it? That was the stakes winner. Yes. Oh yeah, 2nd dam unraced. 3rd dam, multiple Group 1 winner. 4th dam, average. 5th dam, Group 3 winner. We're going to take a look now at the 6th dam, Golden Trail. Golden Trail was foaled in 1958, sired by Hasty Road, out of a dam in 1946 called Sunnyvale. In the first 2, 4 of her 11 starts for $6,880. And this horse is interesting because it's purchased by them, you see. Purchased by Galbraith, became a foundation mare for Derby Dan Farm before sadly dying in 1981. And if people look at the dams, you've got Galbraith and Phillips, Derby Dan Farm, a farm I wasn't really familiar with before I looked at this horse, to be honest. If you look at Java Moon, Galbraith, All My Memories, Galbraith and Phillips. Galbraith and Phillips again, Memories of Silver. Phillips Racing Partnership, Star Silver. You see, it seems to have changed. That seems to have changed hands with Red Lodge, William Betts and Peter Lamantia. And Manaal was bred by Emirates Park in Australia. So that is how these dam lines can move about, and people, I really do have to keep following them and see where they can go. But this is a fantastic horse, Manaal. Easily my favourite 2-year-old Australian filly last season. And as I'm always about the mares instead of the colts on the dam lines, obviously, I was always going to look at the mares first, weren't we? Really? Right, we're going to take a look at a couple of horses now that are quite closely related of Golden Trail that have gone down round recently. Air Shakur foaled in 1997 out in Japan, sired by Sunday Silence, out of a horse called I Dreamed a Dream. People will see there that Golden Trail is the 5th dam of Air Shakur, winner of 4 of 20 starts. In the first 3, in 11 of 20, 545 million and 53,000 yen. And there was also won £18,000 in Japan and Great Britain. Somehow, classic winner. Air Shakur was a classic winner. Won the Japanese 2,000 guineas and the Japanese St. Ledger in the year 2000 and was second in the Japanese Derby. Never won at 4 and 5. Placed in several other Group 2 races before entering stud in 2003 and euthanised after only foaling 4 horses with a sad left hind leg fracture. So no one really would be able to see just how good this horse was at stud, sadly. Only foaled 4 horses. They might get a better idea with a horse like Monarchos. Monarchos foaled in 1998, won 4 of his 10 starts. In the first 3, in 8 out of 10 starts, winning £1,720,830. Another classic winner. Monarchos, the Kentucky Derby winner of 2001. He also won the Group 1 Florida Derby, second in the Wood Memorial, third in the Belmont. Entered stud in 2002, sadly died in 2016 after emergency surgery to repair a ruptured intestine. Monarchos, there you'll see on the Golden Trail, is also the 5th dam of a classic winner. Monarchos. People see, though, if they look at the Aryan Pedigree site through a horse called Seeking the Soul, that Monarchos is on that there. People will see that Monarchos is the dam sire there. And he's sired 16 stakes winners out of 274 horses to win, 469 horses foaled, and that personal ensign line as well, Seeking the Title and Seeking the Soul, could be particularly useful. Commenced stud duties this horse in 2021. Another horse we need to take a look at is Golden Trail. We're going to go a bit further back in time now. We're going to look at horses like Derby Creek Road. Derby Creek Road was born in 1975. Raced 29 times, in the first 3, in 18 of them, winning $263,388. Another Phillips horse you'll see. Group 2 winner of the Saratoga Special. And it was also Group 1 second at 3 in the Wood Memorial. Winner at 4 of the Sword Dancer Stakes. Third in the Belmont of 1978. Third also in the Dwyer. This horse was a fair sire. I noticed this one. I found this one on Aryan Pedigree. People see that Golden Trail was actually the second dam of this horse, Derby Creek Road. So it didn't take them long. You know, they bought that horse and then they got going pretty much straight away. People will see if they look on Aryan Pedigrees that they can spot Derby Creek Road lurking on here. Derby Creek Road foaled 347 horses, 148 of them won. 148 of them ran, 113 of them won. And Derby Creek Road actually sired more stakes winners than Monarchos. Derby Creek Road, 27 stakes winners at the moment. But I don't think there will be any more, actually, because the horse has been dead quite a while, sadly. And you'll see that this horse, Midnight Storm, is by a Derby Creek Road side mare. So it's not exactly on the same dam line as this one. Manaal. But yeah, very interesting. Brian's Time is a horse I knew nothing about until I looked at this horse properly. This was a very good stallion. Brian's Time foaled in 1985, sired by Roberto out of Kelly's Day. People see that Golden Trail is also the second dam of this horse. Brian's Time, winner of 5 of 21 starts. In the first 3, in 16 of 21 starts. Just scraped over the $1 million mark. $1,001,269. Brian's Time won the Florida Derby of 1998. Another Jodie Phillips horse. This woman is a genius. Group 1 Florida Derby, winner of 1988, and also winner of the Pegasus Handicap in a Group 1 race in 1988, and the Group 2 Jim Dandy. Some proper races there. Second in the Preakness, third in the Travers, third in the Belmont. Don't know if it ran in the Kentucky Derby. No record of it. It wasn't placed anyway. Third, a very good horse, placed in many Group 2 races, as well as winning those Group 3 race, Group 2, Group 1, and a Group 2. Superb horse, it's fair to say. And you'll see there, if people get the clues on through new horses at stud in Japan, Furioso, a horse again, I know nothing about. That must be quite good because they want 500,000 yen to sire the horse. Brian's Time is actually the sire of that one. And people will be able to see that Brian's sires foaled 1,514, 1,413 of them ran, 1,022 of them won, and there are 61 stakes winners out of Brian's Time. Very good stallion. For a foreign-based horse, it's the pre-deep impact days, though, I suppose. So 61 stakes winners in Japan. A very good effort, in my opinion. Another horse we need to take a look at really is Dynaformer. Dynaformer foaled in 1985. Another one sired by Roberto out of Andover Way. Golden Trail now the third dam of the horse. Dynaformer, bred by H. Joseph Allen. This horse didn't win a Group 1, but it's a very good stallion. It won the Jersey Derby, the Group 2. It also won the Group 2 Discovery Handicap. And it was also second in the Group 2 Gallant Fox Handicap at 3, and second in the Dixie Handicap at 4. A race ran at Pimlico. Dual Group 2 winner. Entered stud in 1990 before being pensioned off in 2012. Suddenly dying. Well, they rinsed him a bit, didn't they? He pensioned off in the 16th and he died 13 days later. Didn't give him much of a retirement, did they? Three Chimneys Farm. Boo! Thumbs down from Newman regarding stallion treatment such as that. People will see that Golden Trail is the third dam of the horse Dynaformer. Very good stallion. People will see again through this site based in New Zealand just how good this stallion was. The horse like Point of Entry, who is signed as a stallion somewhere in Canada. People see there that Dynaformer side 132 stakes winners. 1,308 foals, 1,161 ran, 874 won, and 132 stakes winners. Absolutely magnificent stallion, Dynaformer. And they let that horse by Manaal, called Manaal, go off at 18-1 on debut. I still can't believe it. That's like I said, these people just don't look at horses. They can't be. Point of Entry there, a fine advert for his stallion, Dynaformer. Awfully Wild, again, a horse I absolutely knew nothing about before I looked at Manaal last season. Awfully Wild foaled in 2000, won 6 of 19 starts, and in the first 3 in 11 of 19 starts. This one fell just under $1 million, $976,325, bred by Dorothy A. Matz. This horse as well, had to wait till 5 to win a Group 1. It won the Suburban Handicap, as also winner of a Group 2 at 4, the Massachusetts Handicap. Third in the Group 1 Bluegrass at 3, and then Group 3 winner Holy Bull Stakes at 3, the Excelsior Breeders' Cup Handicap. I might have been right earlier, mightn't I? Group 3 race in 2005. This horse entered stud at 2006 at Darley, moved to Pennsylvania in 2012 before moving to Turkey in 2015. Died of a heart attack in 2016 in Turkey while being moved from his stall to his paddock, as you do. This horse you'll see there, Golden Trail, is the fourth dam of this horse, Awfully Wild. And again, through the Aryan Pedigree site, people will see the Awfully Wild side 23 stakes winners, 469 foals, 415 raced, 306 won, 23 stakes winners. So again, no back number. This is through a horse called Bayern, who is standing as a styer somewhere, maybe in the US, who's the son of Awfully Wild at stud. Very interesting line, this is Manaal. which is why I was so pleased that she kicked on after winning the Gym Crack first time out, because I knew this day would come. Awfully Wild, a very nice horse. Again, we need to take a look at really a stallion that is still at stud before we branch off a bit. Mozu Ascot. Mozu Ascot was foaled in 2014 in the first two in 13 of 26 races, winning 435,714,000 yen. I think this horse might have been one of Frankel's first Group 1 winners when it won the Group 1 Yasuda Kinen in 2018. He also won the Group 1 February Stakes at 6 and the Group 3 Nagishi Stakes at 6 as well. He was placed in many another Group 2 race as well. The Milers Cup, the Swan Stakes twice, and the Hankyu High. Never heard of them races, unfortunately. Raced in Japan and Hong Kong. Last race in 2020 at Chukyo. Entered stud in 2021 at Arrow Stud in Japan. And I think his first foals are going round this year. I think I might have seen a couple go round. I've looked at a couple of Japanese newcomers races, because I am that mad. He's had 17 runners so far in his first crop, and 4 of them have won. But there's not been many 2-year-old stakes races that I've seen. No surprise to see the fillies winning. You see this line there. The fillies were dominant on the Manaal section. You'll see there he has had 4 winners already. Whether they turn out, I'm waiting for the pattern races, really. I've got 1 Japanese horse on my list, and it's not sired by this horse here, Mozu Ascot. But yeah, 500,000 yen can't be that much, because they want 3,500,000 yen for a go on Mozu Ascot, who is very closely related to Manaal, it's fair to say. You know, very closely related. Mozu Ascot has the same 5th dam as Manaal, and the same 4th dam, Java Moon. Oh, excellent. So this really is probably the closest stallion that we've looked at, because it's related to the 4th dam, Java Moon, as well. So we're Mozu Ascot fans now then in Japan. Let's find Mozu Ascot's first classic winner, shall we? Nice little challenge there, live on this video that I've just set myself. Right, where are we back to now? There's a few others, really. I'm going to show you a horse called Armageddon, just 'cause it's an interesting story. Armageddon was foaled in 1949, sired by Al Sab, out of Fighting Lady, who I think is the dam of Great Trail. Let's have a look at Golden Trail. Oh no, she isn't. Sunny Vale is, and then Sun Mixer, Comixer. Oh, there we are. It's the same 3rd dam, Comixer. The 3rd dam of this horse is also the 3rd dam of the 5th dam of Manaal. Armageddon raced plenty of times in his career, 29, 28 of 51 times in the first 3, winning $191,700. People see he won a lot of races that are now pattern races, the Champagne Stakes, the Withers Stakes, the Benjamin Franklin Handicap, the Peter Pan Handicap, and the Ventnor Handicap. Obviously, a lot of these races will probably have been renamed. He was 3rd in the Belmont of 1952, and also 2nd in the Travers as well. That would have been the same year. He won the Champagne Stakes. He was actually blinded in one eye by a stone. So he was unfortunately one of those one-eyed horses. Injured in that eye again. He was fitted with a special mask, which did not keep him from winning the Withers, which is a Kentucky Derby trial race these days. However, his limited vision did affect his racing career overall. In 1966, he stood at Spendthrift Farm before suddenly dying in 1972. Interesting story. Very, very interesting career that horse had. Armageddon. We'll look at Family 4R. I could have bought you these if I was struggling for horses with Manaal. You see, if we'd have gone back to Eagles, foaled in 1855, we could have really picked up a lot more. But we're artless, you see, and artful. They are way back in the pedigree of Manaal. So we're talking about probably the 14th or 15th dam Let's see, the Minx is the 10th dam. And there's Mary Clark would be the 15th dam, you see. And Mary Clark is even below them. So really artful, we could have bought you that one. But if we've gone back even further, if people wanted to really dig deep into these pedigrees and head into the middle of the 19th century, they would have easily found another 5 Japanese classic winners there, going around in the 1930s, the 1940s, the 1950s, and the 1960s in Japan. Yeah, it's a good line. It's done the job. It's done the job. And then I flirted about on this line before. I'm going to add a video on this line as well, just in case people are interested, because it's also this line 4 hours, the damn line of Zenyatta. Zenyatta really is just underneath all hours, you see, all coming out of a dam called Sweepless, which is out of the Minx, probably quite closely related to Comixa, you see. But we're going back a century to get to these. But they were covered in a video that I did for Classic Watch 2023, I think it was. Confidence Game I found going round in there where it won the Rebel Stakes. It won the Group 2 Rebel of 2023, and it was third in the Lecomte. The horse never really kicked on. This year they're making it run round in sprints, look. I don't know what they're thinking of there, because this horse is actually quite well bred. It's very closely rated to Zenyatta, this horse was. I think that is the dam of Zenyatta, Vertigino. Yeah, it is. You see, so you've got horses like Zenyatta quite close to this horse as well. Zenyatta was never out of the first 2 in her life, winning $7 million. But the Confidence Game video will take a lot deeper look into this section, because there's also, like, as well as Zenyatta, you've got the world record colt on the line as well. Sharif Dancer, you know, a horse that was never out of the first 2 as well, albeit only in 5 starts. That won the Irish Derby of 1983, and it also won the Group 2 King Edward VII Stakes. But this was the one with the record 40 million horse, wasn't it? That never worked out, really. The UK Middle Distance Horse of the Year. If people go to the pedigree of Dubawi, they can see how much they did do their money on this horse. Because Sharif Dancer only foaled 541 horses, 458 of them won. No, 541 foaled, 458 of them ran, 258 of them won, and Sharif Dancer only sired 32 stakes winners. But one of them was, well, I don't know if that was graded winner, 3 races. One of them was the dam of Dubai Millennium. You know, so they did get away with it. Maybe, I don't know, inadvertently. But Sharif Dancer, 40 million at the time was a massive fee. And for horse to sire only 32 stakes winners, you'd have to say was probably quite disappointing. It's fair to say. So what I will do now in this video is include the video for Confidence Game to allow people to have a look. And that can wrap up the pedigrees now. And now we can just sit back and enjoy the horse win 3 times. All at Ranwick. The first race I'm going to show you is over the minimum trip at Ranwick, as I said. Called the Gym Crack, this race.
Red light still blinking. Ready now. Gates are back. They're off and racing. Repose jumped well. So did Lady Tasseled out wide, and Erno's Cube's going with her as well. Manala's pushing through into a leading roll. Then came the favourite, Lady of Camelot, is out very wide in the early part. Celestial Bling whips up the fence. Repose gets back now on the inside of Invincible Madison. Then to Toka from Elanea, and Uma Better is the last one. Lady Tasseled goes to a clear lead now from Erno's Cube. The favourite on a 3-wide path, Lady of Camelot. Celestial Bling fourth on the rails. Then came Manaal from Repose as they straighten up. Lady Tasseled at the 400 metres led the way by a length. On the outside, Lady of Camelot, Erno's Cube, Celestial Bling held up. Then came Manaal working into the clear inside. Repose. It's Lady of Camelot at the furlong, racing to a length lead. Celestial Bling behind them trying to pick up. In front, Lady of Camelot. Manaal and Repose is winding up on the outside. Manaal and Repose. Repose, Manaal, Celestial Bling, the fence. Manaal, the middle. 3-way go. Manaal. Repose ducked out sharply and cost itself a serious chance there, and Celestial Bling late. 3-way go. Then came Alanea from Lady of Camelot, Lady Tasseled, further back to Uma Bet. Then came to Toka, Erno's Cube, and Invincible Madison.
Very gameful. You saw there the class, didn't you, there with your own eyes? That you can see in Australian racing where a horse visibly quickens. Can't see that in the UK. You don't see it. Very rare. And you'll see it there, just pulled away, the horse, and just got up on the line. I'm not sure really if that was first time out now. The more I think about this horse. Was that the debut of Manaal in the Jim Crack? Yeah, of course it was, yeah. Oh no, sorry, it was second in the Widden. No, display less. Display more. It ran in a trial. Yeah, and then it won the Jim Crack first time out on the course. That's right. Then it ran a couple more trials. These people love a trial, don't they? Second in the Widden. And then we headed for the Group 2 Sweet Embrace Stakes. Well, she was a warm order this day. I remember this race well. This was a big day for her because if she'd have failed here, I might have lost heart.
And we're ready to go. Racing now. And the favourite Manaal's jumped out reasonably well in the centre. It's one of the on-pace runners, in fact. Going forward now with good speed is Chateau Miraval. And Chateau Miraval is going to lead from Photographics, then Diddle Dumpling, followed by Zunaka on the rails to Toka deep out. The favourite Manaal in the white cap wedge between runners, with Wavebreaker pushing through underneath. Further back to Montana Dawn, Vala Bling out deep from Astride. And the last two, Extreme Diva firing up on the inside of Fly Fly. Chateau Miraval lands in the lead here by a half on Photographics. To Toka's 3 out. Then Diddle Dumpling over on the inside of Wavebreaker. Manaal 3 wide with some cover. Further back, Vala Bling off the course. Then came Zunaka, Montana Dawn, Astride, Fly Fly. Extreme Diva going up the rails. They come up the rise now, and Chateau Miraval is revved up. Diddle Dumpling doing the chasing the inside, and now Manaal is starting to wind up wide out. And quickly Manaal moved up to join Chateau Miraval. Fly Fly and Extreme Diva are powering home. It's Manaal in front of Fly Fly. Manaal a length and a half to Fly Fly, and Manaal too good in the Sweet Embrace. Beat Fly Fly. Extreme Diva third, Chateau Miraval fourth, then Diddle Dumpling. Further back to Toka from Photographics, Montana Dawn, together with Vala Bling, then Astride, Wavebreaker and Zanaka. Too classy, Manaal.
Absolutely. I mean, spine-tingling performance. I remember watching it live. And I just thought this horse is incredible. I'd seen the pedigree of it, you see. I knew what I had. It was just a matter of the horse showing it. And that day there showed me that horse was top class. It quickened actually twice there, I think, if people watch it. And it just managed to... The trip to me is this horse, I think, could go... It looks as though it could go any distance. We've seen it related to all those good horses. And it seems to me to just be a decent horse. What did it do in its career after that? Well, yeah, 5th in the Golden Slipper. It had to go for that, really, over 6 furlongs after winning like that, didn't it? But I personally think that this horse, they really wanted it upped in trip from when it won first time out. But the horse just kept winning, so they had to go for these races. I'm not sure. I've not interviewed them. I'd love to sit down with Friedman, the trainer, and sort of say what was the plan after she won the Jim Crack. You know, but I'd be amazed if they saw her as a 6 furlong Golden Slipper horse. Because I certainly didn't, because of the pedigree of her. Even though she's 5th at 40 to 1. You know, she's not ran a bad race. We're not going to look at the race though, because we're only interested in the victories on this video of the season. And it's Traffic Warden, when she beat Traffic Warden the nose against the Colts, up tin trip and against the Colts, in at the deep end. No fear.
For the English sires, there's the light, and we're ready to run. Stormboy, the clear favourite.
Oh, yeah, and beat Stormboy, didn't it?
Racing.
Right.
Stormboy's jumped out quite well on the outside. A Node was clearly first out from Duvana, Traffic Warden, and Stormboy not showing tremendous muster. Caught wide in the early part with Vianara there, fearless between them. 3 lengths further back to Manaal. Then came Duvana, and Coleman's going to settle last of all. So a Node shows the way from Traffic Warden. Prost on the outside in the pale blue cap. The Ruffy Canara rails in the 4th. Then came Fearless, and Stormboy is off the track here in a 3-wire position with cover. They're followed further back by Divana from Manaal, and Coleman's last of a bunching field. So I know just in front from Traffic Warden, Pross seeing plenty of daylight. So's Storm Boy. Then came Vianara behind them on the inside of Fearless. Well back then Divana from Manaal, and Coleman is about 4 lengths off the lead last of all. So what a bunch field here in the English sires. And a Node should have a good kick here. It's been a soft lead. A Node swings in front from Traffic Warden. Then came Fearless. Storm Boy's been wide, but now McDonald gives the colt the cue. A Node being tackled by Traffic Warden, 250 to go. Then Storm Boy, Fearless. Manal's winding up on the outside, and Coleman as well. Traffic Warden races to the lead. Storm Boy's in trouble. Traffic Warden being joined by Coleman. Manal wide out. It's Traffic Warden. Manal going to Traffic Warden. They're wide apart. They hit it. Oh, Manal's put a bob in. So did Traffic Warden. Tight. Traffic Warden and Manal from Coleman in third. Followed then.
I remember that race like it was yesterday. I was never in any doubt that she was going to beat Traffic Warden. It's weird because I was actually watching both of them because I'd identified Traffic Warden as well. He must stand a chance, really, if he can win a first time out race this year. He is on this channel, but that's what he needs to do. I've set him a task, and this horse here, I'm never in any doubt. I've seen the horse pick up in those 2 pattern races. I was never in any doubt that horse was going to win that race, Manaal. It was a weird feeling. I get that quite often in Australia, and I knew that horse was going to win a long way before the line, if that makes any sense, because I just watched. I knew the pedigree of the horse, I knew they'd gone a genuine pace, and I knew she finished because I'd watched the other 2 pattern races like you just have. Funny things, horses, funny things. But this horse here, Manaal, are they going to let her take a classic chance? That's the big question with her. My main problem with the Australian pattern is I don't know it well enough. There seems to be races that aren't classics that seem to be more important to the trainers than classics. Like the Cox Plate, they run a 3-year-old in a Cox Plate rather than in a classic. They run a 3-year-old in an Everest, things like that. But me, they've always been sort of races for older horses. You're looking at the 3-year-olds to stick to their own age group and just dominate if they can, and then go against their older horses and then dominate the year after. I think a 3-year-old in Australia has to be very good to take on the older horses, is what I'm saying. Whose time will tell how good Manaal will be. Will she win another race? I've identified horses like this in Australia at 2, and they've not won another race. Learning to fly and horses like that, Shinzo. But to me, very good horse, Manaal, and I can't wait to see how she gets on. Right, I'm going to wrap this video up now. Absolutely education video 101 this on this line 4R, because not only have you got this Manaal section here, you've also got the section below containing Zenyatta, which I will put in the confidence game video. There's other sections as well that I've not even managed to find a horse on yet that I know of. A lot of this is early day stuff. Look, turn of the century stuff. There don't seem to be much going around. There's Wince. I've followed the odd one out of Wince, actually. This section here, maybe we might be able to get on this at some point as well. Looking at them, definitely. And others at the top there, all 1921. Got a horse going around there in 1902. And that's all right down the bottom, you see, and we've pretty much covered that bit. We've got horses like Zenyatta and that lurking down here, I think, somewhere. Oh, I didn't know Niarco was on this line. We've got to really get one quite closely related to him. That might have to be an Italian one. Looking at that. You've got the Royal Message section as well. Some very interesting horses on this line. Suave Dancer. Here's a line 4R. That if you see one that's 4R and it's running to quite a decent level, chances are it's a decent horse. Yeah, there's been plenty of classic winners on this line through history. Brilliant video. Right, what I will do at the end of it is give everybody an opportunity. We're going to have to look at the 24. Can't link to the Classic Watch 25 list yet, because this would be it. It'll have to be linked to the Classic Watch 24 horses. We'll do, not the possibles, the horses, their final horses. And I will also give those an opportunity to have watched the video that have chosen not to subscribe yet. I shake my head at you if you haven't, because I don't know. Will you learn more about these horses elsewhere? I don't know. I'll leave you to decide that for yourselves. But for now, take care, everybody. Have a fantastic Thursday evening. It's coming up to 5:30 p.m. in the UK. Have a fantastic evening. Take care, everybody, and goodbye.